Hello, welcome to Santuário Lunar. In this video I'm going to present you the triple goddess, and we're also going to make some correlations between the triple goddess and the moon phases. Besides this, we are going to understand which type of magic and witchcraft we can perform under each moon phase and with each phase of the triple goddess. And more, we are going to see some manifestations of other goddesses who fit each one of the triple goddesses' faces. Let's see. The moon is always there to remind us that the nature is cyclic. Everything is a cycle, and every time we start a cycle, we develop the cycle, we then end this cycle and restart again. Just by observing the moon phases every night, we can clearly see these, how it goes, how it starts, and how it fills up until it becomes full, and how it wanes until it's empty. So it's like this for every aspect of our life. And there's more to the moon. Throughout our history, many goddesses were attributed to the moon, or to be the moon, or related to the moon. And mainly goddesses. There are some exceptions, of course, like Tsukuyomi, the Japanese god of the moon, and some others, but essentially the moon is related to the feminine idea. Just like yin and yang, the yin energy, the darkness, the night, the intuition, everything is feminine, just like the moon. And more, the moon cycle, a complete moon cycle, has 28 point something days. And this is also related with the menstrual cycle of women. Who talks brilliantly about this connection, about the moon and the feminine and women, is Teresa Murray in the book The Goddess. It's a very nice reading, I highly recommend it, and I'll leave the recommendation in the pinned comment below if you are interested in reading it. So knowing that the moon mainly represents the goddess's power, the feminine power, we have a manifestation or a concept of goddess called the triple goddess. And this triple goddess has three faces, and these three faces are related to the lunar phases. So, for example, the young phase, sometimes called the maiden phase or even the virgin phase, is related to the crescent moon. The mother phase is related to the full moon. And the crone phase or the old phase is related to the waning moon phase. And who is this triple goddess? What's her name? Her name is Triple Goddess. And by knowing her and understanding these phases, we can find many other manifestations of the goddess around the world, throughout history, in different places, in different cultures, with different beliefs. Everything fits perfectly the triple goddess faces. So to make it clear, I'm going to give some examples. I'm going to tell you about three goddesses who fit, who can be related to each one of the triple goddesses' faces. And then we are going to understand their characteristics. So to start, let's start with the young phase. Sometimes the young phase is also called the maiden phase or the virgin phase. But when we say virgin in this case, we are not referring to the sexual act. We are talking about new experiences. Be ready to discover things, to unfold things. It's not about the sexual relation. And the main characteristics with the young goddess or the maiden goddess is that they are all full of energy, full of beauty. They want to enter adventures. They want to discover things, to know, to rule things. They are full of energy. The main word here is energy. And three goddesses who can exemplify this phase are Artemis in Greece, Oshun in Nigeria, Bast in Egypt. So just by seeing these examples, we clearly see that, again, virgin is not related to the sexual act. Bast and Oshun are far from being virgins when we talk about sexual relation. Artemis is considered a virgin goddess when we talk about sexual relation too. But all of these goddesses I mentioned and many others that I could be talking and talking, they have these characteristics. For example, Artemis is so full of energy that she runs through the forests during the night, protecting animals from hunters and protecting women too and children. Oshun is so full of energy, so full of beauty, that she spends the day in a river, and she is the river, looking at herself in the mirror and finding lovers and blessing others with love. Bast is so full of energy and wants to discover everything, that she's always giving parties and she's always celebrating life and the energy of life. This is the young face of the goddess, maiden face or sometimes virgin face. The mother face of the triple goddess. In the mother face we have that maternal love, maternal properties, like wanting to protect, wanting to cause miracles to change the life of the children, to give food, to support, to teach. That's the mother face. And when we talk again about mother face, it doesn't mean that this manifestation of the goddess needs to be a real mother. No, sometimes not, sometimes yes. Just like in real life, not because a woman has a child that she can be considered a mother. Sometimes she doesn't see herself, she doesn't behave as a mother. And another woman who never had a child can be a mother. She has all the traits to be a mother. She has the personality. She's ready to be a mother. So mother goddess doesn't necessarily mean the goddess had children. But in some cases, yes. So 3 manifestations to illustrate the mother goddess face are Kuan Yin in China, Isis in Egypt, and Gaia in Greece. Isis is one of the most famous mother goddesses in the world. She protects everyone. She teaches everyone how to perform magic. With her big wings, she can have everything under her wings to take care. Guan Yin is another very famous mother goddess in the world. She never had children, but even so she is a mother goddess. The goddess of mercy, she's always listening to everybody who's crying and helping people to stop suffering. And Gaia is also a real famous mother goddess, our planet, the personification of our planet. She had billions of children, and she's always giving food in abundance to help them grow and develop them. The old face or the crown face. In this face, the goddess is already an old lady. And as an old lady, she knows all the secrets of magic. She knows all the secrets of the art, the dark arts. And she understands that everything must come to an end. Every cycle must end so we can start anew. And she is usually the one who is going to help to end the cycle. Examples of this face of the triple goddess are Cailleach in Ireland, Hel or Hela for the Norse people, and Hecate in Greece. All of these goddesses I mentioned and many others, they have this in common. They know everything and they are not so patient for mistakes or for foolish things. For example, Cailleach is said to sleep during the whole year in a cave, and when winter comes, or the beginning of a cycle, she roams free from her caves and she holds a big hammer to destroy everything she sees, so everything can start again. Hel or Hela, she rules the Helheim or realm of hell. It's a realm of the dead. It's a frozen world where people who lost their lives in a not honorable way go to her, and she decides what's going to happen with them, if they're going to reborn, if they're going to stay there suffering, being tortured, and many other things. Hecate is a special case because most of the time Hecate is depicted as a triple goddess herself. She has the three faces, the young, the mother, and the crown face. But when she is depicted as a single-faced goddess, she's usually depicted as the crown face, because she has these characteristics too. She knows everything, she knows all the secrets, she keeps or releases the secrets, she opens and closes the doors, she brings and takes people from and to the underworld. So she is like this. And just to be clear again, when we talk about the crown face, it's not that the goddess is depicted as an old lady. Not always. Sometimes yes, sometimes no. So these are the three faces of the triple goddess, and now that we understand it better, we are going to make correlations with these faces with the lunar phases and understand the magics, the types of magic and the types of witchcraft we can practice on each one. The triple goddess and the moon phases. In our modern society, we are used to walk looking forward or down, not to stumble upon any object or obstacle, but we rarely look up to the sky to see the beauty there. And mostly during the night, we have so many lights that we cannot even see the stars anymore, as we used to. But we can still see the moon, it's not gone yet. And when we see the moonlight, we can feel its energy and we can feel its power. And we can use this energy and use this power to perform spells and manipulate these energies to achieve what we really want. Each one of the moon phases has specific types of energies that we can use according to our will. And these moon phases, as I've just mentioned, are related to the face of the triple goddess. So when we link the triple goddess faces and the moon phases, we can work with a huge kind of energy and we can perform our spells better. So the four phases of the moon are new moon, crescent moon, full moon, and waning moon. If there are four moon phases, why is a triple goddess? Where is the fourth phase of the goddess? Is there one? And yes, there is one. It is common to know and say that the triple goddess, although she shows three different but complementary faces, she has an occult face looking back. And this is not only for the triple goddess. Most of the deities who have three faces usually have a fourth face looking to the opposite side. Brahma, for example, he has three faces, but we know there is a fourth face looking back. And sometimes he is even depicted having the four faces in just one drawing, in a 2D plan. You see, he has four faces because the occult face is shown. As I didn't mention the occult face before, now I'm going to talk about it and show the goddess's manifestations we can have here, but then I'll follow with the moon phases and the types of energies we work, okay? So the new moon phase and the occult face of the goddess. Although we can't see the new moon, we know it's there, we know it exists, and we can feel its energy. The same is for the occult face of the triple goddess. Although we will never see it, we can feel it, we can interact with it. And this occult face and the new moon phase, they bring energies that are a bit difficult to understand and a bit difficult to work with in the beginning. That's why I always suggest that if you are starting your path, start working with the crescent moon and the young face of the triple goddess, not here in the new moon and the occult phase. I'm just giving these examples first because it's nice to start to make a full circle. But actually, when you are starting your path, start in the next one. So what are the characteristics of the occult face of the triple goddess? When we have goddesses and manifestations who are too dark or that doesn't really fit any of those faces I mentioned before, the young mother and the old one, we say these manifestations represent the occult face of the goddess. These goddesses here are difficult to understand, but of course we can understand, and have different kinds of energy, like a mix of all the others or some of the others, and tends to be darker, tends to work with our shadow aspect, for example. Examples to make it clear: Kali in India, Lilith in Israel, and Hecate again in Greece. So when we see Kali, we usually think she's a young goddess because she's full of energy, she wants to go to war, she wants to battle, she wants to change the world. But at the same time, she is a mother goddess who is actually protecting everyone. And again, she's also a crone goddess because she wants to bring an end to everything, to destroy everything she sees and create something new. That's why she best fits here in the occult face of the goddess. She has a dark energy, let's say like this, difficult to connect with, difficult to understand. And when we understand her story, that we know she came from Durga, we can put Durga as a mother goddess and then Kali as the shadow aspect. So Kali is really an occult goddess. Lilith, on the other hand, is really the shadow aspect of everything. She's always considered to be everything which is evil, everything which is dark, everything which is forbidden, which we know is not like this actually. But she communicates directly with our shadow selves. So it's easier to see and interpret Lilith as the occult face of the goddess than the young, because she can be considered too, or the crone one because she always wants to destroy things too. But Lilith fits better in the occult face. And Hecate, as I've just mentioned, she is a triple goddess herself, and of course she bears the occult face herself too. And when we think about Hecate as the occult face of the goddess, as this darker aspect, we automatically link her to the underworld. And she has the keys to the underworld. She can deal with the dead. She can deal with the dark paths and the dark arts freely, because she can. So working with these goddesses and working with the new moon phase, the types of magic and witchcraft we can perform are rebirth, renovation, continue with things we started before, working with the occult, unfolding mysteries, keeping secrets, discovering secrets, total transformation. So as I just mentioned, if you're really starting your path now, starting the next one and not here, because these energies are a bit complicated to understand at first, but if you walk the whole circle, it will be easy. So the crescent moon and the young face of the goddess. When we see the crescent moon in the sky, we see half of it illuminated, and for the next days, it's going to get bigger and bigger until it's full. So this is the moment to work with energies that are growing, just like the young goddess's face. It's the moment to discover things, to conquer, to look for new things and to start things, to go full of energy and to transform, to make it happen. So the best forms of magic and witchcraft to perform in this phase and with this face of the triple goddess are personal growth, development of projects, discover of ways and possibilities, improve your health, and start new relationships. So if you want to start a new project or a new relationship, the best time is now. But it doesn't mean you can't start in another moon phase or working with another phase of the triple goddess. It's not like this, it's not a rigid rule. If you really want to start something and then you look and, oh, it's waning moon, what do I do now? You can start, but start with a different focus. I'm going to explain this better in the waning moon phase. So now let's see the full moon at the mother goddess phase. In the full moon phase, we see the moon completely full. Everything is bright, full of energy, full of power. All the energies are at the peak. So it's the best way to finish things, to conclude things, to really make things happen. Everything we started creating, all the process we started in the crescent moon and with the age of the young goddess's face, we can accomplish now. Now it's the time. And just like the mother face of the goddess, this is the period where we have more energy to ask for protection, to ask for comfort, to ask for guidance, to ask for abundance, for love. So the best types of magic and witchcraft we can perform in this phase are conclusion of projects, prosperity, material prosperity and spiritual prosperity, health, celebrations in general, love. So this is the best moment to accomplish everything and also to celebrate all the things you've accomplished before. It's a celebration time. The waning moon phase and the crone phase of the triple goddess. In the waning moon, when we look up to the sky, we see the bright of the moon is diminishing. Every night it gets smaller. So the energies here are not for expanding, but it doesn't mean you cannot create things. Just like the crone phase of the goddess, now it's a time to put an end to everything we need to end, to start again in the next days. So it's time to see what's wrong, what's not, what can continue, what cannot. It's time to make a pause and reflections. Think about the things you are doing. Think about the things you are going to do. This is the perfect moment. And if you are going to start a project or start something in this moment, start with a different focus. Don't start thinking, I'm going to start and expand now. No, I'm going to start and I'm going to prepare the place. I'm going to prepare everything so I can spend later. But it doesn't mean I cannot start now. Because the best energies and best types of magic and witchcraft you can perform in the waning moon phase and with the crone phase are banishing, purification, spiritual and energetic cleansing, preparation to start anew. So if you are really going to start something and you noticed, oh, it's a waning moon phase, what can I do now? You can start by cleaning everything, protecting the place and yourself, by purifying all the things related to this project. So we can start naturally and without any obstacles, any major obstacles in the path. The Esbás, the full moon celebrations. Throughout our history, many different cultures celebrated the moon phases, and mostly during the full moon phase. And the act of celebrating these, today we call Esbá. Similarly to the Sabbat, we make a special event, or a celebration we can create, and then we honor a deity. In the 8 Sabbats throughout the year, we celebrate the god, the sun god. And in the Esbás, the 12 Esbás or sometimes 13 Esbás during the year, we celebrate the goddess. So why 12 or 13? If you really want to understand this why 12 or 13, it's because of our calendar. It has 12 months, but usually we had to have 13 full moons per year, but 12 months don't fit 13 full moons. I explained this in a more calm way with details in the video what is a blue moon. So if you really want to understand these calendar things and the full moons, go there. And how to make an Esbá, how to make a full moon celebration. The word Esbá is said to come from the archaic French esbattre, which means something like be happy. So the idea of an Esbá is to be happy, is to celebrate the goddess in her mother phase when she's giving life and giving energy for everyone. And the best way to perform this celebration is knowing what you really like to do during a celebration. So it's totally up to you. What do you think of an ideal celebration? Meditating, dancing, having a feast, throwing a party. You decide, you create. It's your celebration too. So that's it. That's the video about the triple goddesses' faces and the lunar phases and how they are connected, which kind of spells we perform, and other manifestations of the goddess. If you really enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, share this video with your friends, and use our oracles. It's free, and join our Telegram group to receive the updates there. Thank you so much. And if you're still here on the channel, why don't you stay a bit longer? Here you'll find a playlist with all the goddesses' manifestations I have already talked about. Here, a playlist with all the spells and magical studies I've talked about. Here, join the Telegram channel, and you can also use the oracles. And here, you subscribe the YouTube channel. Thank you.